You just don't know it. I've lost. Look at the board. I have. Take the draw, and I'll share the championship. Take the draw. Move. Check. Good game.
Call Halal Yahweh Bahashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rekah Ha Kadash. I'm back with you with another straight to the point moment, dealing with the tenets and doctrine of life, which is this new covenant, and the gospel and testimony that must be preached forth throughout the four corners of the earth before the time of restitution, aka salvation, shall come. And here we are again with another sharing of wisdom on this pre-camp wisdom gauntlet. And today we're going to begin in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 5, before we move to the landing point of our topic and sharing of wisdom, which is in the book of wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verses 9 through 11. This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 5. All right, the book of James, chapter 1, verse 5. And just a quick statement. So in this time of wisdom, and when I mean this time of wisdom, it's going forth that the teachings and the sharings of wisdom are based upon what? Wisdom. And that in the increase of wisdom, we are to do these things according to the will of God. So with the increase of wisdom and according to the will of God, we are to share forth this wisdom that men who lack wisdom may receive it, because it's freely given by the will of God. This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 5. If any of you lack wisdom, and this is to the men who are on the street corners or who's behind, these YouTube accounts or TikTok accounts or Instagram accounts, wherever you're teaching, wherever you're sharing wisdom. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, which is the Father. Let you ask of God. How do we ask of the Father? Let us continue. That giveth to all man liberally and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. So if we're lacking in an area, we're to seek out God, that he may give it to us freely and upbraideth it not. All right? And it shall be given unto us, which is what? Wisdom. Which brings us forth to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. And we're going to start at verse 9. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, verse 9. Because we know that wisdom is not given to everyone, nor is it received of everyone. But you notice here in context in Wisdom of Solomon 6, verse 9. Unto you, therefore, O kings, do I speak, that ye may learn wisdom So this wisdom that I speak about is the same wisdom given to kings. And we see a reference point of this back when Solomon asked for wisdom from the Father, who was king of Israel at his particular time. And he gave him wisdom that he may rule over his people. So now in these particular times, as we teach on these highways or on these internet highways, the wisdom that we speak may be of God, that we may judge his people according to righteousness and not according to appearance. Wisdom of Solomon 6 verse 9. Unto you therefore, O kings, do I speak, that ye may learn wisdom and not fall away, that ye may what? Not fall away. And without the receiving of this wisdom and teaching of this discipline, ye shall fall away, ye shall perish, because you lack the wisdom. Verse 10, for they that keep holiness holily. And this goes back to that wisdom, because wisdom is what? Holiness holily. Shall be judged holy. You shall be judged according to your works. And they that have learned such things shall find what to answer. So upon finding wisdom, we shall what? Find what to answer. Verse 11, wherefore set your affection upon my words. What is the wisdom? Wherefore set your affection upon my words. What is the wisdom? Wherefore set your affection upon my words. So the wisdom is the words of God. Desire them, and ye shall be instructed. Do what? Desire them, and ye shall be instructed. Shall we be instructed upon these counsels? All right. Let us continue. Let us move forward and let us continue. This here is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 14. The book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 14. And again, as it told us in the book of Wisdom of Solomon 6, verse 9, about wisdom. Let's grab that before we move forward. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 9. Unto you, therefore, O kings, do I speak, that ye may learn wisdom. So how are we going to learn this wisdom? Let us get that. The book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 14. Learn where is wisdom. Do what? Learn where is wisdom. Where is strength? Where is understanding? That thou mayest know also where is length of days, which is wisdom, and life, which is wisdom, where is the light of the eyes and peace. So again, this is all tied back to wisdom, all right? The wisdom which we get in who? The Most High God. All right, continue. Continue. And this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 5. Again, still building upon that wisdom. The book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel. And you get that word wise counsel, which is what? Wisdom. And notice now, amongst kings, there's always what? Wise counsels. And these counsels are based upon what? Wisdom. Proverbs 1 and 6. To understand a proverb, wisdom, and the interpretation, the words of the wise, here go wisdom, and their dark sayings. And the what? Dark sayings. And this is all based upon what? Verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. And what is the beginning of knowledge? But fools despise wisdom and instruction. So the beginning of knowledge is what? Wisdom. And this is the fear of the Lord. But notice it is said in context in Wisdom of Solomon 6, verse 11. Wherefore set your affection upon my words, which is the wisdom. Desire them, and ye shall be instructed. So the wise man shall be what? As we read here in Proverbs 1 and 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So the wise man will receive what? Wisdom and instruction. But the fools will despise this same wisdom and instruction. And what is the wisdom and instruction? Proverbs 1 and 8. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, the Father, which is Abba, Yahweh, and forsake not the law of thy mother, which is what? Wisdom. Let us meditate upon wisdom. Heavy. Heavy. Now we read in Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 10, for they that keep holiness holily, which is wisdom, shall be judged holy. And they that have learned such things shall find what to answer. And this is all based upon wisdom. Now notice this holiness holy. We see the same statement or sentiment with who? Hamashiach. Let's get that. And this is the book of Revelations, chapter 22. And we're going to start at verse 11. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. So this is the unholy. Let him be unholy still. This is why it says unjust. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. Him being unclean and sinful, let him be unclean and sinful still. And he that is righteous, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. Let's go back. What we read in Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 10. For they that keep holiness holily shall be judged holy. So yes, according to the work of holiness, you're going to be judged according to those works. Just like according to the works of filthiness and unjustness, you shall be judged to the works of what? Filthiness and unjustness. And you'll have men teaching that you will not be judged according to works because we are not saved by works. This is what you have men teaching. But we see Christ reference in Revelations chapter 22, what we see in Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 10, the same reference point. Let's read it again. Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 10. For they that keep holiness holily shall be judged holy. And they that have learned such things shall find what to answer. Now what we read in Revelation 22 and 11, we see there in Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 10. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. Verse 12, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to get every man according as his work shall be. At what? As his work shall be. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me. This is the Hamashiach coming to give judgment. To give every man according as his work shall be. As what? To give every man according as his work shall be. So you're going to be judged according to your works. Whether you're a man that was in filthiness, he said, let him be filthy still. Or whether you are a brother who is holy, let him be holy still. Heavy. Let us meditate upon wisdom. Heavy. Now, when we read some of it up here in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 verse 11, this is why he tells us to do what? Wherefore set your affection upon my words. So we're supposed to put our heart, mind, and soul upon what? His word. This is what it means by the first commandment, to love thy God with all your heart, mind, and soul. This is setting your affection upon his words. Desire them, and ye shall be instructed. Do what? Desire them, and ye shall be instructed. Now this leads us to what? Proverbs chapter 7. And we're going to start at the top at verse 1. My son, keep my words, and lay up my commandments with thee. What are the words that we see in Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 11? We see them here in Proverbs 7 and 1. My son, keep my words, and lay up my commandments with thee. Verse 2, keep my commandments. And this is what you mean by the end. The ending context was Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 11. Let's read it. These words which are commandments, he says here, desire them, and ye shall be instruction. So upon the desiring of his words, we shall be what? Instructed. Back to Proverbs 7:2. Keep my commandments and live, and my law is the apple of thine eye. Verse 3. Bind them upon thy fingers. Write them. Do what? Write them. Write what? Them? What is the them? His commandments, his words. Verse 1. Proverbs 7:1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. So we're supposed to write them upon the table of thine heart as instructed in what? Proverbs 7:3. Write them upon the table of thine heart. And this was a reference point to a man who made a comment in my comment section upon one of my videos about how we're supposed to get the commandments written upon our heart. And I mean this with all sincerity. You, sir, have to start reading, because it tells us here, Proverbs 7:3, bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thy heart. And that was what? Proverbs 7:1, keep my son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Back to Wisdom of Solomon 6:11. Let's read it again. Wherefore set your affection upon my words. Write these words upon your heart. This was supposed to be the apple of thine eye. Desire them, the apple of thine eye, and ye shall be instructed the commandments. And we're going to leave you off here with 1 Chronicles, Salakia. 1 Chronicles chapter 29, verse 3. And as it was written, the book of 1 Chronicles chapter 29, verse 3. Moreover, because I have set my affection to the house of God, I have of my own proper good of gold and silver, which I have given to the house of my God, over and above all that I have prepared for the holy house. And now that holy house we dwell in is the house we in now. All right? And the words that we have upon us, that written in us, the affection that we have set our mind upon, which is his words, is the house of God. And we have given them what? Gold and silver. This is why it says here in the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 35. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 35. He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough. And we're still offering today. He that taketh heed to the commandment offereth a peace offering. And we shall be at peace in his law. And with that, I want to give all praise to Kahalal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah, Ha, Kadash. Repent and keep the commandments of God and the faith of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Shalom Akim. Let us meditate.